Good afternoon, evening, depending on where you are. It's still like, I guess technically it's evening, but it's still very bright. It looks like this stream was deleted on Facebook. Try creating a new stream. Seriously?
It's nothing on Facebook yet. You're on YouTube.
I feel like I guess it's not gonna stream to Facebook. I swear. I feel like every week. And how do I create a new one? I guess we're just on YouTube tonight. I'm just not gonna stress about it. I've never done that before. It's no, it's literally it looks like the stream was deleted on Facebook. Try creating a new stream or just remove this destination from the stream and then add it. Okay, so let me remove it and see if I can add another one. That's so weird. So I did it really early. So I guess maybe I can do that on YouTube, but not on Facebook. So I should be streaming on Facebook now. Good evening, you guys. Sorry. I feel like we have a different new technical difficulty like every week.
Yeah, there you
Okay. So I had to delete that one and which I invited people to that one. Man.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm good now.
Well, I can say crafting with Tracy Hugs, Karen Nance, Lourdes, GA, Georgia, maybe. Donna Rep and Elizabeth TC are here.
Thank you
They're on
guys
the
for being
YouTube.
here. Hello, good evening. We're having difficult technical. What happened? Oh, last week my computer decided that it wanted to update right when I wanted to go live. Can you guys hear us okay? So, I was going to write this down because I have priors for forgetting stuff. I do not want to forget her name. Okay, good evening, you guys. Welcome to tonight's chatting and crafting with Royce and Dave. I hope you guys cannot hear the air, but if you hear it a little bit, I'm gonna have to say I'm sorry because we cannot survive without it.
We're actually under an extreme heat warning right now.
No,
It's hotter than it was predicted.
predicted to be hot, and Royce decided to have yard sales this week. It's 102 right now. That's pretty hot. So it's hot here. So we're going to have the air on. But you guys, if you're new here, welcome. We meet here every Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My name is Royce. The voice you guys hear behind the camera is my husband, David. And together we make up Roycycled. And I am live on Sundays. And generally on Sundays, we're like upcycling and repurposing things. And on Monday, we have Mad Scientist Monday, where we'll focus more on like journaling and mixed media and art practicing. So I kind of have two faces. No, I'm just kidding. Probably more than that, if we're being honest. But welcome, welcome. I hope you guys enjoy this evening. It's a pretty laid back evening, right, babe?
Yeah, you said we were basically just finishing one thing up.
Yeah, you want to move closer so they can hear you?
I think they can you hear me?
Can you guys hear David? I think you're behind the wall of sound of the cooler.
I don't know that it's gonna matter.
Okay.
I really don't. Rajani Doyle is here, Elizabeth Visitin, her lawyer. Said, how are you feeling, David? You had a rough day yesterday. I had a rough day today, too.
Well, one incident happened yesterday, and then one incident happened today. So the one today, I just giggled a little bit. I know
You
if
should have
the,
laughed out loud.
I
It
was going to
funny.
say if the tables had been turned, he would have still been laughing about it. But and you were just sitting in the chair, and it just gave way,
It did.
and he just fell to the ground, feet up, with his butt up in the chair. It's been outside, and Arizona is not nice to things.
The fabric, no.
No, even outdoor fabric with the heat and so I have all kinds of stuff on my desk. Let me point you guys down so you can see what we're up to.
And thank you, everybody, for the Father's Day. Thank you.
I know. I told him I am a horrible wife. I didn't do anything for Father's Day. I'm so focused on work.
Aaron Nan says, oh no, it's the chair for sale. It is now.
It is not. You put it in the garbage already.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, we're trying to have a yard sale. We were so pitiful today. What time was it? 10:20 when we came in the house?
Yeah.
It was like 10:20. Yeah, we just couldn't do it. It was too hot. So I'm contemplating having a whatnot sale later this week, but I don't know. It depends on how many orders we get out. We are in the middle of launching out or shipping out new designs for the new launch. And I really want to get them out so we can share them with you guys next week. So that's my focus. But we may do a whatnot sale. I don't know. It depends.
They do what? Marketplace.
Yeah, I'll put some stuff on Marketplace tonight. The furniture, especially.
Yeah.
I have nice furniture pieces. They're project pieces though, but like a couple of them are really, really nice. I'm sad I never got to them. I mean, all of it's good, but there are a couple of like really ornate, beautiful pieces.
Yeah, there's one that's gonna have to be stripped because it's kind of peeling. You never finished
No,
and you never sealed it.
no,
And it's been sitting outside for no,
those were in the stores. They
In
weren't
the
in
storage.
storage. Yeah.
But yeah, there's some really nice pieces. So whatnot sale midweek, one day, not sure what day.
Yeah.
And then another yard sale that we might actually advertise.
Yes, I know. But I have my membership call on Saturday morning.
So
It can't
do
be.
one Friday. You could do it. I got work.
I know. Maybe Friday. We'll see what happens. But tonight, you guys, so you guys remember this page that we did together on Mad Scientist Monday. And this is inside of the Roycycled journal. And if you guys haven't seen the journals, they're just pages and pages of different ephemera. And this is like an 80-pound paper. It's really thick. So it's hardy enough to withstand like mixed media. You guys can see we did watercolor on this one last Monday. And this was like a relaxing exercise that we did inside of the journal. This one, we use a pastel ground and we use pastels on. And I sprayed this and sealed it. And you guys see how my flower is kind of more subdued. So if I want this to brighten up again, I would go over it with more pastels. Let me see, what else do I have in here? Oh, I was practicing painting a butterfly. We did these two pages together. Not all of my pages are beautiful, right? Some of them are experimental. I never know what's going to happen. And that's kind of the beauty of it. But every page is a different, delicious piece of ephemera to inspire you guys to create, whether that means that you're relaxing and creating, or you're challenging yourself by joining me on Mad Scientist Monday, playing the mixed media mashup game. So, but I talk often about experimenting inside of your journal and then taking that experiment and applying it to a project. And that's exactly what we're doing. So I would have never, ever, ever done this, meaning I took a piece of the recycled paintable decoupage paper and we decoupaged it to this dark, because these pages are black inside of the journal. We decoupaged this onto the dark pages and I made this as transparent as possible. And then I went over it with the pastels. And I love this look so much. We're now going to do it on a project, which is our, this is just a vintage clipboard that I have. And I like this one because it has this really cool, kind of a flat piece right here. You guys start thinking of ideas of what we can do right here, because I honestly don't have anything like fixed in my mind for what we can do. And I don't think I need this clamp this week, because this has been sitting all week. So I'm sure that the clamp is fine to rest on the paper by now. I just had it open so I could decoupage last week. And so it wouldn't like get stuck to the paper. So I want to spend some times coloring this in. I don't want to spend the entire time coloring that in though, because that could get boring really fast. But we put down a piece of the Roycycled hardware decoupage paper on the back. And then we did just a piece of that recycled paintable floral over that. And then we put on a layer of pastel ground on top. And then we went over it with some chalk pastels last week and some, I think I used these. So these are charcoal pencils. And then we had some regular pastels. Pastels can be super fun because you get so many colors. Like I think there's is there 2 layers? There's 2 layers of colors, right? So I get all these colors inside of my pastels. And then there's also pan pastels. Pan pastels can be a little spendy though. So if you want to experiment, I would encourage you to just get a set of pastels. And you can do almost the same thing with the pastels as you can with the pan pastels. And then I also have, I went on to Sparks of Joy, you guys. She makes these cute little shelf sitters, just pieces of wood, and she decoupages them. And then she has all these like sayings on there. So I went onto her site and I downloaded this printable. I think it was like $1.99. And they're super snarky. I just love them. Just out here avoiding direct confrontation. Be the reason someone double checks their email. I thought that was funny. I have a question, mostly why. Anyways, the one that I want to use tonight is just winging it with attitude. And I'd like to incorporate that some kind of way. If I were any more fabulous, I'd be suspicious. Maybe we should do that one. I think that would be fun. Anyways, but you can get these on Sparks of Joy, and she has different collections of sayings. Like she even has some specifically for teenagers, some for adults, some for everyone. I just think they're fun. Hello, Chris. How are you? Hey, Mara. How are you? You know what, Mara? My heart is with you right now. I need to reach out because I think about you every morning. I want you to know that. And I pray for you because I know I've been there. I can kind of know. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. Hey, Angie, how are you doing? Did we say hi to everybody yet, baby?
I said hello to people while you were trying to get Facebook set up.
Oh, okay. I wasn't listening.
There have been people since. So I can do that. Let's see.
Look, I got pastels where I don't want.
Right with the beginning. Johnny Doyle.
Hey, Johnny.
Pieces are beautiful, just don't have room in the house. Let's see. Barry Bates, Bates, F-E-T-E-S, could be Bates. Let's see. Angie Champagne, Claire Schmidt, Mara, Vintage Retail Therapy by Mara. Those are up to dates. Yeah, Angie says she's tired but here.
Oh.
And then on YouTube, Michelle Fensky says the postal ground is like sandpaper.
It is the pastel ground. Yes.
Jerry Peter, Anna Pierce, Crafting with Tracy with Hugs, Barry Coleman. There you go.
Thank you, baby.
So can I?
Oops.
I think I can say this. Tell me
Oh,
if I
Lord. Here we go, y'all. What,
can. Anybody who attended this year's
or
retreat-
either, because the group, I just left the group open from both years.
Okay. You might, if you did not attend, you might be seeing people say, "Oh, I signed up for the 2027 retreat."
Yes.
It is open to people who have come to either of the first two?
Yes, I opened it to my membership and then people who came because we only have 30 spots this year. We moved into a smaller space for the event. My spot that I've been using is not available next year.
Yeah, it's not that you wanted to, it's literally they sold the building.
Yes. So it's going to be a store now. Those of you who've been here, you've been to Copper and Cotton, my friend's store on the corner. It's going to be moving into the venue. So every time I see Trisha, I tell her I'm not talking to her anymore. I'm not talking to you anymore, Trisha. And so we don't have that spot, but I did want to show, should I show it? We're going to be having it at the Women's Club this year, which the Women's Club is beautiful. It's a beautiful building. It's just a lot smaller. So it's funny. I went on their Facebook page to see if they had any pictures, but they don't really market like that. So this is the main room. I don't even have a picture of the second room. So the space is still really, it's a really pretty location. It's just smaller is all. So we're going to have spot for 30 people. And that's like max because I want to make sure that we're comfortable in the space. But I also think that sometimes the universe gives you what you don't know you needed. You know what I mean? This year I will be, we're going to be leaning wholeheartedly into like more art focused, stuff. And I just think maybe I don't have as many people interested in that. So, anyways, so I'm just shaving my pastels, you guys, so I can use these colors like pan pastels because I have like way more colors in these than I do in the pan pastels. So, and I'm going in with my red into the really darker areas. And I'm just going to block in some colors and then I'll use orange on the lighter areas. And then I'll come back over the top of those colors in a little bit with some lighter colors even in some of the areas where there's like mid-tone colors like yellow. Let's make a color palette. So I have my red and I have that orange color. I feel like using an eggplant purple would be really beautiful with this palette, right? So let's do that. And then we can do a deep yellow. And then, of course, we'll use white. And I'll probably be kind of mixing colors together. Let's go. Oh, that's kind of a green yellow, that one. But you guys see how many options I have with these pastels? I love them so much. I like them a lot. And I'm thinking that I want something kind of more neutralized. Oh, I'm definitely going to need something that's like black. This is like a gray black. I'll put that up there. I'm kind of making my value set, right? And I do have a piece of charcoal that's like black. So I'm thinking that, oh yeah, and we still have our leaves. So let's do another set. This is like an army green, a neutral green here. That's a little brighter because I don't want to go in with a super bright green. That's darker. That's nice. And then the ladies inside of my membership, they all know about my 50-pound leaves that I have a habit of making. So I'm going to start off with some yellow and I'll build into these deeper colors. So I don't end up with something that feels super heavy. And I think, what do you guys think? We'll put it there. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll use that. Maybe I won't. But I have tons of options, right? And then, of course, I have my pencils for super tight areas. I just have a small set of charcoal pencils here. So I'm going to be playing tonight while we're chit-chatting. And you guys know what? Help me figure out what I should do with this little top part right here. Because oh man, I put that right there. I really don't have a lot of ideas. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is put some bonding primer on there from Pinsart, because I know that that's going to help whatever we decide to do stick. I should have gotten paper towels, maybe. You like the deeper colors? I do too, but the background is so dark that I want to make sure that whatever we do, that it like not bounces off, but you know what I'm saying. That it sits separate from the background. And so that's why I think that I will have a lot of bright colors. And I'm just using some alcohol on this really quickly, just to make sure that it's clean and I don't have any like sticker residue. Because you guys know the thrift stores are infamous for putting price tags with all that dang stickiness. And we'll get that on here, and then we'll circle back to our piece. I feel like when I use the tool to scrape off the pastel, that it's not as fine as it was last week when I used my emery board. So hopefully I find my emery board, because I did enjoy that better. But you guys see how that first layer that I'm putting down, you can see it, but it's still not as bright. So I'm going to want to stack these layers on top of each other to kind of build up the color that I want.
Chris Schmidt says vintage label for the clip.
Ooh, oh yeah, that's right, Chris. That's what you said last week. Huh? That was a good idea, and it still is. We're going to see if I can open my primer. Are you guys doing anything wonderful for your wonderful dads today? Are you guys horrible like me?
Somebody took her husband kayaking.
Kayaking, I don't know if that's nice or not. I have to decide. No, I'm
I think
kidding.
it was Alyssa, right? Yes, Alyssa visited. Took my husband kayaking for Father's Day.
Nice. What should I do for David, you guys? Give me ideas. Oh man, I just broke my tool. Where's my screwdriver? I always think about like frying chicken because that's his favorite. I think, is that the favorite? That's your favorite that I make, isn't it?
Yes.
But it's so hot.
Yes.
I mean, I know our house is small and our kitchen faces the west. So like it's hot. I really need to get a curtain on that window. I like the natural light coming into the house, but for the summertime, I wanted to put a big old piece of velvet over that window, keep all the heat out. Not velvet in the kitchen, but you guys know what I'm saying. Something heavy that's really gonna block the light. It looks like I closed my bottle without cleaning the edge really well, so I gotta fight with it to get it open. You have any questions, babe?
No, did you find the grain bins that I wanted?
I did, Chris. They're still attached to the conveyor belt. So right now, I should send you a picture. There are 3 attached to a conveyor belt. So I'll send you a picture because I was going to have George cut them off, but you may want to leave them on there. I don't know. I'll send you. I think he took them already, though. I'll have to have him send me a picture. Hopefully, he hasn't done it already because I meant to text you about that.
Down the wrap, I heard you could put aluminum foil on the window to help with the heat. Yes.
Because that'll
And you get the
reflect it.
police come check out your house as a methamphetamine.
Don't say those words. No, 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 no.
Yeah. Let's see. Use a heating tool to loosen it.
I know I'm going to. I just don't think that's a problem with this particular one. Like I can see like a whole thing of yeah, on there. And I think if I can get it off, then I can use the heating tool.
And a beer sticker, her husband to get to stay, or took her dad to get to stay.
Ooh, Nice. A steak would be nice.
Where Johnny said her husband got to work in the garden.
I always imagine it's so cool in your garden, Johnny.
Johnny says my husband got to work in the garden. I don't know, is that got to or made to? I'm just curious.
I don't know. It depends. Does he get to often?
And Angie asks, how is the sale going?
It's going okay. Today, you know, I didn't do a good job of promoting, and
We didn't do anything.
I know. Just so many things going on. And I keep feeling like, oh, when I get done with this, it'll slow down, but no, it hasn't yet. So, and some of my maker friends were out of town this weekend, so I'll make sure and promote this week so that we can make some more sales next week. Look at that, y'all. Don't do that. Make sure your lid is clean before you put your, make sure everything is clean before you put your lid on your primer. So this is a bonding primer, and I love, love, love using it on metal. I fell in love with this in January when we were upcycling a bunch of stuff, when we were meeting every day. And I still love it. I want a smaller brush though, so I can have more control over where it goes. And I'm not as concerned with coverage as I am with the bonding power of this primer, because it really is good. You guys remember the clipboards we made, and I started out with this bonding primer. We were able to put milk paint on top of this. I don't think I want milk paint though.
Anna Pierce says sale.
Yes.
You came in a little late.
I had, I'm having it's not exactly, some of my regular yard sale people come to my yard sales and they're probably confused. There's vintage, salvage, there's furniture project pieces. I think Vance took a lot of the spindles that I think he took all the ones that I bought off from the Oni house to do something at his house. But I still have tons of spindles left.
There's a few made pieces.
Yeah, there are a few made pieces. Somebody bought one yesterday, I think. I didn't really put a lot out, just I feel like I probably could have done this before I started, but I want to put a little piece of something under there and make sure I don't get any of that primer. Let me dry that on my board. And I want to do this now so that can like dry and, you know, settle while we're working on the board. And I kind of want it to be a juxtaposition to the board because we have, this looks kind of industrial and pretty. So I'm thinking we want to do something super pretty up here. You guys tell me what you think. Hey, Kim, how are you? Bye, Mara. Be sure and send me over a plate when you're done cooking dinner. It's cold at 4 a.m. Okay, I'm just putting it under here so that that doesn't stick to my board and it shouldn't be in my way. I'm gonna go ahead and put a second coat on here and then we'll let that rest while we color. If you guys have any questions, please answer them or ask them in the comments. If you are new here, please know that there is no such thing as a dumb question because we do not know what we don't know unless we can ask questions and find out, right? So if you have a question, please ask. And sometimes when you're brave enough to ask the question, you're probably helping somebody else, right? Who had the same question. Or maybe they didn't even know to ask that question. Okay. And later on, should I do this back clip? Whenever I'm doing clips, I always remember that there's a back side, but I'll do that later. We won't do that right now. So that bonding primer is going to help us to be able to do whatever we want to do. Let's make sure my lip is clean this time so I don't have a hard of a time next time opening that. And where is my emery board? Let me see if I stuck it in one of these containers.
Johnny said she bought a metal bench she had been eyeing.
I know, she made me laugh. She said she'd been driving by eyeing that metal bench for a while. Yeah, I had that welded. I don't even know how long ago, but I found that metal headboard and footboard and had it welded into a bench. And they use kind of all the bed because even the portion on the front of the bench in the back are the rails from the bed. So that is wholly upcycled. And I can't wait to see what it looks like when you finish. And the sad part, Rajani, is I did paint that and I decoupaged the back, but then I just left it sitting in the backyard for like 4 years. So, you know. I'm going to go in with some of the dark. And so I feel like when I use my emery board, I get a much finer powder than scraping it off with just a knife. And I get like this really beautiful coverage. Let's find some areas that are really, really dark. And I think this will be a good base for my shadowed areas. And then I can go over the top with the lighter colors.
Johnny says she bought 3 pots to fit in it. So you turn it into a planter.
Oh, are you going to turn the bench into a planter? Very interesting.
I don't know. I'm asking.
You guys think I'm crazy for pulling out the purple? I guess we'll see, huh? And I really only want it to be in like the darkest areas. And I probably could have chose something a little bit more neutral, but whoops, that's a leaf right there. Well, it's part of the flower now. Oh, I wanted to talk to you guys too. I started a new group. Leslie Johnson, she posted one of her journal pages inside of the group for the retreat. And she just said that she posted it there because she wasn't sure if it was appropriate to post in the Roycycled Upcycling and Decoupage group, which by the way, absolutely. But I do recognize that kind of like what we talked about, you know, Sundays versus Monday. Sundays really focus more on like project pieces and upcycling and repurposing versus like Mondays where we're doing more like mixed media and art journaling. And so I did make a new group. I wanted to show you guys. And I did. And so the name of the group is the Creative Growth Lab. And my intention for this group is to have a safe space where you guys can share your journal pages. You can ask questions. You know, maybe you're trying a medium that you hadn't tried before. And you guys know how when you watch somebody do something, you're like, oh yeah, I can do that. That's easy. And then when you start doing it, you may have questions. And so you can pop inside the group and ask questions. It's in place for us to cheer each other on. It's a safe space, right? So that we can experiment and grow together. And if you're on YouTube, I did make a QR code. It is on Facebook just because that's the place that I have to make groups. although if you ever make something and you want to share it, you can share it on my community tabs on my page here on YouTube as well. But this is a space that I wanted to make specifically for like our art journaling and mixed media that we do together. And it's not to say that you cannot post on the other page, because you can, or the other group, because you can, but I kind of made this space specifically for that purpose. You guys let me know. Do you guys think you're going to join that group? I'm curious.
It appears says trust the process.
Yes. That's the hard part, right, Anna? Because you got to make it through the ugly piece, the ugly bits, when it doesn't look good. So you kind of have to believe that you're, you know, that you know what you're doing. And you know what? I didn't finish my whites, did I? I'm going to go in here really quickly. I do find that I have an easier time with this when I go in and establish all my whites and make them really bright, because then it's easier for me to like keep track of them. And I did not finish doing that this week. So you guys will see me as I color this, like I'm going to put the whites in there and then I'm going to keep putting them back in there, because the white is what gives it volume so it doesn't lay flat visually. And so I want to make sure that I maintain those highlights. And this is just a charcoal pencil that I'm using. In any areas where I don't see any lines, I'm going in and, whoops, that one. I'm going in and I am coloring on whites in those highlighted areas or areas that don't have any lines. And this is just more opaque than the white that's on there, so it makes it stand out more. And I know that tonight is kind of like laid back because I'm basically just coloring, but look at how relaxing this can be. And I know for my makers, you guys are probably thinking that would be way too much time to put into a product to be able to flip. But you could charge more if it takes you longer to make it. Or this could just be something that you do for yourself or for gifts.
Karen Nance said she joined. Madonna Rapp joined. It appears said she will join. Jenny Rado Long, all the comments disappeared, said I joined. So excited. Karen Moyer, forgot you had mentioned it, but saw it again today. So she joined.
Oh, good. And so if you guys are doing your journal pages, I would love to see them. And you guys have seen my ugly pages. So, you know, I think it's only fair that you guys share your pages that are, I shouldn't say ugly, but you guys know, not all of our pages are not going to be our favorites, right? That is just part of the discovery process. And even the ones that aren't our favorites, there's still discoveries to be made there. And by the time I'm finished, this white probably won't be white. It's probably going to be like a light orange, but I'll start off white. And you guys, can you guys see that? You guys see how the white just makes it pop off of the surface? One of the things that I struggle with, like in my more representational art, is that I always want to put my highlights in early because I want the satisfaction of it. But you really have to wait until the end. I mean, you can keep putting them in over and over again, but you know, it's really better if you wait until the end. But I'm always impatient. And acrylics make me so mad because you'll put your highlights in, and then when the acrylic paint dries, it's so much darker than it is when you put it on wet. And so you kind of have to reapply your highlights over and over again anyways. And I am literally, this is like a color by number. So I'm going to call these bald spots on here zeros. So I'm just going in right now and I'm just filling in my zeros with whites. Yeah, I know you're supposed to work dark to light, but I just feel like this helps me keep track of my highlights better. They keep giving me rules, you guys, and I keep breaking it. And I am so excited about New York. My class is almost full, babe, which makes me kind of nervous. No, I'm just kidding. I'm excited because the curriculum I'm going to be sharing, it's going to be the similar information, but the way that I'm framing it is going to be completely different. And I'm hoping to have a lot of ahas in the room when I teach the class. Okay, I think I got all of my ones. Isn't that just make it just, I don't know. It's magical. I like it a lot. Let's put some, I'm going to put some lighter colors in there. I have this like sunny yellow, but you guys notice it's kind of a deep yellow, but I have all these other deeper colors. So I feel like this yellow is going to work. And I am making a bit of a mess here, but what's new?
Okay, Belmonte just joined in.
Hey, Jane, what's happening?
Johnny says, do pastels get muddy if you layer?
No, but if you do, well, it depends. I shouldn't say no. If you're using colors that are on the same side of the color wheel, you shouldn't get the muddiness. If you're wanting to lay over, if you're wanting to lay down colors on the opposite side, so if you want to do like red and green, if you blend them together, you're probably going to end up with something neutral. But you can put like a workable fixative down first and let that dry. And then you can continue building on top of that so you don't really have that issue. So yes and no. I would not try to lay down complements. But as long as they're on the same side of the color wheel, you shouldn't get anything muddy.
Elizabeth DC says, what's the name of the principal paper?
Oh, you know what? I don't know. So this is Sparks of Joy is the name of her page. You can find her on Facebook. And when you go on there, oh, the paper. Okay, so we started with hardware decoupage paper on the back. That's the bricks that you see. And then the paper on top, we just cut out one of the flowers from the Roycycled paintable floral decoupage paper, which you guys, you get tons. You guys can tell this is one of my favorite papers, right? I don't have any paintable papers in this next release, but the one after that I will. So you get this and you get like all these flowers, and we just fussy cut this one out last week, and we adhered it to this dark background. And that's the exciting part for me, because I didn't know when we were doing the Mad Scientist Monday, I wasn't sure like how that was going to work. And I was pleasantly surprised by how well, and it's because the paper has a white background. So we really pushed the transparency of the paper so it blended well with the dark background.
Flea says, join late. We assumed you weren't going live today because of Father's Day and the busy weekend. And Jane says, love the printable paper so much.
Oh, the paintable, yes. You know what? I really should have.
Why are you saying printable?
I don't know. See, that's why you threw me. You said printable.
Sorry.
You're fine, baby.
What it is, I got my regular glasses on.
I was somewhere and somebody was like, I noticed that you take your glasses off to read. I'm like, mind your business. Mind your business. Don't worry about what I'm doing over here. Like that little girl online. You drive. She's like, mind your own business. And so I'm just playing around. Like, I don't even know if this is going to work, but we'll see. Worst case scenario, I don't like it. And I lay down some more colors or different colors.
Oh, Catherine Miles says Australia has drawn.
Well, hello, Catherine. What time is it in Australia right now?
Isn't it like tomorrow morning.
I
about
think so.
5 a.m. or something like that.
Because it's 12 hours, right?
Well, I mean, for her, it's not tomorrow morning. For her, it's today.
Well, yeah, but for us, it'll be tomorrow.
It's the 22nd.
You guys are in the future.
Oh, 10:44 in the morning.
Oh. Oh, wow. So it's more than 12 hours. Now, a few of you text or messaged me and said that you had pastels in your stash and you hadn't used them. So how many of you guys are going to pull them out and use them now? Inquiring minds want to know. Nosy minds, inquiring minds, you know, potato, potato. And this purple is a compliment from the color. It's not like a direct compliment, but like I'm using these oranges and yellows, right? Like here, I'm in this orange, red, yellow, and my violet and blue violets, you know, are kind of over here. So I am on the other side of the color wheel. So I'm just being mindful because I don't want to make mud, not to mix my colors together too much. But these are all jewel tones too. It's kind of, these are like weird colors because they're jewel tones. And so I do think they'll play well together, but we'll find out, won't we? And just because something is neutral doesn't mean it's ugly either. Sometimes mud is what you want. Not all the time, but sometimes.
They asked Karen, where did I miss the release date?
Nope, I didn't say a date yet, you guys. I learned a long time ago not to jump the gun. And so we have orders like packed and they will be shipping out on Monday. And as soon as I'm confident that everything is going according to plan, I will set a release date. Like even in the last release, I was really confident that everything was going to work out. And then there were like these major storms in the Midwest that threw off shipping for everybody. So that's why I'm always hesitant to like announce a date because there are so many factors. And it's really important to me that my retailers have the product in hand when we make the announcement so that you guys can go to your retailer and you can get the paper that you want.
Is that what's happening on Monday? Because Catherine Miles would like to know what's happening Monday for you. Oh, I think, Catherine's in Australia. Never mind, sorry.
Oh yeah, she's already Monday.
Yeah, she's already there, so she knows the future.
Yes. Am I having a hot flash or did it just get really hot?
You got a little warmer. Vicky Valdez Green asks, is there a supply list for us to bring to New York?
You know what, Vicky? You guys, everything is going to be provided for my class. And I believe for Lynn's too. So you guys will have everything you need. You guys will have kits for the class. So you'll have your paints and stuff so that you guys will be able to practice mixing paints. And I'll have all the workbooks done in New York by the time I get there. So you guys will be all set when we get there. I am really, really excited. You guys are going to be my guinea pigs. Sorry, for this new, and it's not new. The information isn't new, but I'm just kind of, I don't know, reframing it in a way that I think it's going to be really easy to understand. And I'm super excited to present. And we have activities for each segment. So there's an activity for value, there's an activity for temperature, there's an activity for each and every portion so that you guys can take like what you've heard and then commit it to practice right away, which I think is going to really help with retention.
Michelle Fensky says, one, she likes the purple. Elizabeth TC says, Lynn has a list of things to bring.
Oh, okay.
And Michelle Fensky says, Royce, can I send you a picture of the pastel ground I painted in my journal? That's as far as I got.
Ooh, yeah, I want to see.
And Jenny Radel says, I need to get some, but I did get my pastel ground.
Yeah, and you guys, like, honest to goodness, if you guys haven't, did I make a link? I think I have a link for, I don't know, I think it might be a set about this size, and it's like less than $30. I think it's like $24. And you get like all these pastels. And if you're just gonna try pastels, because for pans, I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna get for 30 bucks is gonna be like one of these, like 4 pans, right? That's just 4 colors. But you can spend the same amount of money and you can get like a full set of chalk pastels. So if you're just starting out and you're wanting to play around, I just think this is a much better bang for your buck, just because you're going to get like so many more colors, right? Than you will if you just buy one set of pan. And I'm just using my emery board to kind of, get that off of there. And then I'm using it just like I would use my pan pastels.
Karen Moyer says, I have pastels. However, the set you have is such pretty colors. Think I need new ones.
Aaron, no.
Lee says, I don't own pastels, but Prime Day start Tuesday.
Oh, is Prime Day on Tuesday? That's early. Don't they do that later in the year normally?
They do it often now.
Oh,
Because, well, it's, like a grocery store sales.
yeah.
Kendra Miles asks, are you using a palette knife or a sponge?
So these little things, excuse me. Oh my gosh. So this is like a little, I forget what they're called. You guys know what? I'll make like a little mini list and I'll put it in my store for you guys. I forget what it's called, but this is the handle, and you get like a little package of sponges that go on there. And some of them are round, like this one is. It's kind of rounded. And some of them are more pointy, like this one is kind of pointy. And so you can just replace your tips. So that way you don't have to, like right now, I'm kind of using these two. I have my darker colors on this one and my lighter colors on this one. And so that's what I'm using. You can use this. You can also use, like in the pan pastels, I'm thinking I might go to Dollar Tree, because in these sets, you guys remember these. Y'all remember putting on all the eyeshadow in 1980s, right? And that's what these are basically. So I imagine you could go to Dollar Tree and you could probably get a bunch of these relatively inexpensively. And you can use these to apply as well. I mean, and even makeup sponges, because this is a sponge that comes, it's pretty dense. But I mean, if you're doing a larger area, like for instance, when I talk about going around the outside, because right now you can see the pan pastel, it looks kind of ashy, and that's not what I want. And yes, I said ashy. So I can go around. Let me see if this is going to give me more of what I want.
Chris says it's an applicator that comes with pan pastels.
Yes, the applicator comes with the pan pastels, but if they don't buy the pan pastels, then they may not have that applicator. So that's why I'm saying, like, I'm cheating. So I'm basically taking my emery board and I'm shaving off of my regular pastels, right? And then I'm using it like a pan pastel. So if you're doing that, you may not have that applicator. So like this one came separate. It didn't come with the pan pastels, but the one that looks like an eyeshadow did. So if you're using your regular pastels, like pan pastels, like I am, then you can just cheat and go to Dollar Tree and get you some some eyeshadow things and some makeup sponges, right? And you can just use those. I just want to give you guys options. Sometimes when I'm experimenting, I don't want to make a huge investment, right? Because I might use these and be like, yeah, I don't really like those that much. And so I'm going to get something that's going to be quality, but it's not going to be like top of the line right away. And you guys see how I was able to wipe that off with the clean edge so that my white could still show through. But you can see how this side, right, is less ashy than this side. So if I'm going to do a big area, then I'm going to use something like this versus using something smaller if I'm doing something that's more that's finer, like this is. I feel like I need to marry these a little bit. And babe, I might have you in a little bit to spray set this for me. Oh, I gotta talk up. Oh, I may have you
He's talking down.
Stop.
Right. He literally could not. I meant physically.
in a few minutes after I get my first layer down. I may ask you to go spray this for me really quickly, and then we'll let that dry while we work on the top.
Okay.
So that because and that's how you can kind of cheat and you can build. Because I'm only going to be able to build on this so much while it's open, I guess. That's not really the word I'm looking for, but you guys know what I mean. This one right here is the one that's kind of that yellow. It's just too much. So we're going to go in and add some more of this orange. And even if I go over the white a little bit so that it's not like bright white, it's still there. And I'll save the purple for the really, really dark areas.
He says, how did the yard sale go?
It went okay, Flea. I didn't do a good job advertising. It's so much work to get everything set up, and monsoons have started kind of early here. So we're already dealing with evening rains. So I can't just like set up all week and then have a sale. So it's been a little weird, but we're going to do a couple of days next week and see what happens. And then whatever doesn't sell, I'm going to call somebody to just come and get it because I cannot. And this is all your fault, Flea. She planted the seed a long time ago, baby, about getting rid of stuff.
Sure, listen to Flea, not me.
I was going to say, I think that you guys are in cahoots. There's some cahooting going on over here. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to build up any more color on this. Well, yeah, maybe. And so now I'm starting to blend my edges a little bit so it doesn't seem so separate. And so that's what I'm working on doing. I'm going to go have David, oh, you know what? Let me do some of the leaves. Let's do some green parts. I wish I had another emery board. Poor David. He buys like packages of emery boards and he probably notices that they start disappearing very relatively quickly. It may or may not be because of crafting, babe. I'm going to start with yellow, though. Let's start with something really bright. I'll start with these two colors. Ooh. And you don't even need a lot. Like a little goes a long way. I'm going to try this other applicator. I bought these. They're like, it says that they were to use the pastels and they're like spongy, but it's like a really dense sponge. Let's start with yellow. I don't know. And I'm making this a little bit complicated, you guys, but I mean, you don't have to. You can just pick one pretty color and it would still be beautiful.
Vicky Valdez Green, I had an emery board in the pocket of a pair of pants I washed. It dissolved, stained several pieces of clothing.
Really?
Tried everything I could to get the stains out, but they appear to be permanent. I may have to get creative with application or embroideries to cover them up.
You guys know what? I was watching this video and the conversation was about like mending and visible mending. And so it's funny because I saw that Lynn posted that she's going to be doing some jeans and I am like I'm all for it because I bought a darning set because y'all know how we do. I saw that dang video and I've been wanting to work on some jeans. I literally have like 5 pair of jeans in our room right now that I just cannot bring myself to throw away, but they have holes in them. And not in nice places either. If it was just a hole in the knee, I would wear it, but these holes are in not nice places. So I'm gonna have to do something with them. I can't just wear them like that. So I am excited about the prospect of doing patches. And inside of our membership, about a year and a half ago, we did, we were actually talking about doing art on fabric, but there was a section on doing patches. And so I bought these really pretty sheets with flowers that look a lot like these. And I want to make patches with them in my spare time.
Chris Schmidt said it started raining by her at 8 a.m. It is still coming in.
Oh, wow.
I remember those days.
Yeah, we've gotten more wind than rain here, but it
Really,
did rain though.
Crazy.
Yeah. And usually the wind comes in like April and it's gone by now. It's kind of weird for it to be so windy in June. Whoops. That seemed really bright, didn't it? And so I'm even able to mix the green and the yellow when I make my way out to the tips where there aren't as many lines. And I don't even have to be super precise. Like you just need to have like the idea of the color in the right place and it just works. We need something a little deeper. Look, I'm running out of spots on my emery board. You guys are quiet. No questions today. And when I'm shaving mine, I'm being kind of conscientious about how I'm shaving it. I don't want to get rid of all of my points, right? So, because I might need those if I go in. Although I found that I don't really care to go in and like directly mark something, but you know, you might want to if you have an edge that you want to make really sharp, and then you can soften it out like that. And that's a more opaque application. So maybe on the front here, I can do that. And then leave the edges on the back side a little bit more fuzzy.
Jenny Chanel asks, how are you going to seal it?
So I have a fixative here. This one is this, oh, so this is a fixative. This one is a workable fixative. So if I spray this one, it's going to leave me like a toothy surface so I can continue to work. This one, I'm going to go in really lightly because it doesn't say it's a workable. It just says a fixative. But we'll just do a light spray before we continue working. And I guess I can have you do that now, but I think I have enough of the green down that I can build on that. Let me get a little bit back here though.
Ready?
Sure.
Yes.
Just do a quick pass. Just don't saturate it. What I mean?
Cross.
Huh? Okay. Yeah. And I just missed this whole area in here. These bits right here are really ashy. So let me get those. Okay. So this is what it looks like before. And then David's going to go spray it. And it's going to be a lot more subdued once he sprays it. And he'll be back in a few minutes. Colors side by side. Oh, I know. I should have had them spray us just half of it. Sorry. I didn't think about that. Yeah, so he's gonna spray it using it. So you have to use a spray sealer, right? Because if you try to go over it with a sealer and a brush, you're gonna smear everything. Oh, do you, Chris? Oh my gosh, how awesome is that? I even have like a little thing to like leave a patch. We'll see how far I get with that. Okay, I was just reading the comments to make sure I had everything. Okay. So you sprayed it?
Yep, I gave it the across, I gave it the up and down.
Okay. And so you guys see how it's a little bit more subdued. It's not as bright as it was before. But I can build on top of this to make it more bright. And then I can just keep building from there. And you can decide like where you want to stop. Maybe you want it to be a little bit more like subdued and not be so bright. But you guys know me, I'm a little much. So I can keep building on top of this and adding more and more color if I wanted to. But
Donna Rat says it's like Monet, colors side by side.
oh, how they're optically blended, even though they're not blended together. You know, it's funny because we're such perfectionists with our work, and when you get loose and have fun, is really when your work becomes more expressive, is when it's more interesting. So I'm going to leave that alone for now because I know you guys are tired of watching me, but let's get this painted. What color should I do this? Like, should I pick a color from our flower? Because we're going to put, let me get the paper. I think we're all in agreement that the labels would be a good paper to put on here. Is that we all agreed upon that? Hmm. Chit tapping. I gotta go find a piece of paper.
See,
Ooh.
and let's see comments. Chris Schmidt says she has her grandmother's gardening pots.
That is really cool, Chris. And you know, it's interesting because the people who are kind of leading the charge on that are younger people. I think they're just really looking for like authenticity and of course a lot of like when we say kids, when we say maybe 30 and up and
I
under
say 40 and
40 are just looking for more sustainable practices, you know, more authenticity. And so they're returning to a lot of things that have not really been utilized in years. Okay. So this is the label master board. We can pick a label from here. Actually, this will be kind of cool. But which one shall we use? If we can find one to go over the whole label, I don't have to worry about a color. That would be kind of cool, right? I'm going to cut that out. This is a contender. And I think I retired this paper. I'm pretty sure. I feel like every fall it gets popular again. So we'll see. This one would be cool, but it's not quite big enough. Should we get one with topography on it already? Or is that our best bet? And of course, I'm missing some because I've used pieces of this paper. And so there may be something I've used already that would have been perfect. I think the one that I have is going to be the best one. I think so. Do we have any vote, Vic?
No, ma'am, not yet.
Okay. How the white pops. I know, right? The white really makes it look like it has like dimension. I think that those little blue eggs don't quite go. Should I color those or should I leave them alone? What do you guys think? We're not going to get the whole label on here. So I feel like if we don't get one side, we shouldn't get the other, but then it's not quite a label, is it? Maybe we can do that. What do you guys think? I think that would be cool. So I'm going to go ahead and decoupage it on, and then I'll sand out the edges, sand any excess off with my sander. I'm going to go ahead and clip this side. One of the things when you're decoupaging, you guys always see me trim my paper, is because the more paper that you have, the more pulling you're going to have on the edges. If your paper is closer to the size of your piece, then you're going to have less of that tension to pull it away from your edges, which isn't a huge deal, but it can be a pain. Let me see. Do I even have anything with decoupage here? I have some decoupage and varnish from Pintart, so we'll use that. And all we did for this metal, and you guys look at this. You guys see that? Like that primer isn't going anywhere. It is stuck on there. I love it so much, especially for metal. Somebody said they weren't sure about plastic, and I haven't tried it on plastic, but I do know that I love it on metal. And let me mist. I'm going to mist this and let it like chill out for a few minutes. Oh, you guys know what I should have done. Okay, hold on. Because we're going to have to, we can't make this label too pretty. I'll just use a little bit of, I'm going to cheat. We'll use a little bit of this charcoal, since that's what I have handy. And we'll make it, oh, I don't want grunge in the middle though. That's no win. But around the edges, I just want to have a little bit of grunginess. So we're going to just use the charcoal. I have a little bit of the decoupage medium on here. So that's going to set my charcoal. And I'm putting the charcoal on the very edge, and then I'm pulling it up onto the piece with my finger. Okay.
Chris Schmidt says if you're going to try darning, you should get a wooden darning egg.
I have one. I bought a little set from Amazon. You think I'm playing, girl? I'm like all in. It's a mushroom, actually. It's not an egg. It's really cute. But yes, although it's a little mushroom, the holes I have in my jeans are bigger than that. So we're going to see about that. I got some black on my brush, so I'm going to put this in water and get a new brush because I don't want to get black on my paper. So I'm going to dry this all real quick. Make sure that charcoal is set in place. And I'm going to dry this and then we'll decoupage. And I got a little bit in there, but I think it's going to be okay. Right? Vicki, it looks like it was made exactly for this. I hope it looks, I mean, it looks like You guys know I like things that are eclectic, right? So it doesn't look matchy, but it does look like it belongs on here. And then we're going to put our snarky saying on here too. So I just want to make sure that that charcoal isn't going to be moving around on me. And let me clean my fingers. I don't know where my alcohol wipes are. I really don't want to get black on my paper, so. And charcoal gets everywhere. So I just want to make sure we don't have any incidences over here. Okay. So my paper's been chilling over there. It's wet, so it's nice and stretched out. I don't have to worry about it responding to my medium. Good idea, Chris. Woo, that barely made it on there on that side. And I'm going to give this a really nice coat. And this is decoupage glue and varnish. So we're sealing it and gluing it at the same time. Of course, if you have like a water-based clear coat, top coat sealer on your workbench already, you could absolutely use that to both adhere and to seal your decoupage. If you're someone who has like acrylic mediums on your your craft table, you can absolutely use your gloss medium or your matte medium to both adhere and decoupage your paper. And I threw my brush in the water and I'm going to need it. I'm going to go ahead and put our saying on here. So I have this printable from Sparks of Joy. And I think that I want, if I were more fabulous, I'd be suspicious. It'd be suspicious. I think that's the one, right? I don't rise and shine. I caffeinate and judge. It's too funny. I like this one. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I'm thinking, though, it looks a little bit too bright white, right? Should we like dirty this up a little bit before we put it on? And I like that the font is like old typewriter font too. And I am not sponsored by Sparks of Joy in any way, shape, or form. I saw these. I've been looking at her shelf sitters for a while. I think having the paper kind of makes it, I think I like that look. So we're gonna go with it. It's just like that. I can still go in and dirty it up if I need to, but I kind of like that it fits pieces of paper that are on there. Do I do a better job cutting? Every time I put a toothbrush in my teeth, all I can hear is my grandmother saying, "Jewels, not tools," about my teeth. I should have listened to her. The teeth that I use to open soda bottles for years are the ones that are gone. And maybe even a little, oh, this is so cute. And I mean, if you find a clipboard like this, just think about how fun just having this flat clip on the top makes it, because you can almost do a whole nother mixed media piece just on that piece right there. But how fun is that, right? I like it a lot. I don't know if it goes exactly, but it's going to look eclectic. Maybe I'll put like a transfer. You guys have suggestions for a transfer that would look good on here? Ooh, a butterfly, right? Or a bee or something to fill up that little space right there. And I know we're supposed to have resting space when we work, y'all, but I'm a maximalist. Oh no, Flea, don't tell me that because I have it bad.
Comments way before.
Am I?
I just now saw pictures that looks like it was made for that project.
Oh,
I have no idea what's going on.
I don't know. So we're gonna dry that and let that dry. What time is it? It's already
I'm not
6:20.
ignoring you. I'm just,
You're not seeing any
I'm not
comment.
hating.
And I will say that I don't want this to be shiny. So I'm probably gonna find some matte medium somewhere. I think I have some in here and just go over that because I think that oh, you guys know what would be fabulous? Oh my gosh, I just had a thought. I won't do it now. I'll wait till I'm completely done. But the what is it called? The soft feel? What is it called? The sealer from Pintart that feels like velvet almost. Wouldn't that be fabulous over this? Like it would feel so good over this. So let's go in. I really want to go into this background and add some black and get rid of the ashiness so I can see this. And then I feel like I'll have a better idea of what I want to do next. And I'm really just focusing on the black areas, not really the white so much. Like, I don't care if that part is ashy, right? Because it's supposed to be. But I want the black. And you guys can see, even though I'm going over the black, you can still see the bricks under there. But it's just making the pastel ground. And you guys know what I meant to do? I meant to mix some black acrylic ink into the pastel ground when we did it last week, and I forgot. I got so excited that I completely forgot to do it. And this little, I mean, the halo around the flower doesn't look horrible to me, but if you want to like integrate it more into the background, you can go in. Let me get another one. You know, and you can pull that black up to the flower. And that way you can, get rid of that halo and it looks more integrated.
Well, apparently we have a new ice cream shop coming.
Oh.
It's going next to the Eagles Roost in Action.
Oh, I think I saw something about that. I don't even know where the Eagles Roost is. Everybody talks about it, but I haven't been there yet.
I volunteered for Seekers. That's the only reason I know where it is now.
Oh, because they cooked Thanksgiving for
yeah, for Thanksgiving the last 2 years for the seniors.
But I know everybody in Thatcher talks about their food is really good.
Apparently it's been around for years.
It has.
High school kids have a walk-up window.
Yes.
Or middle school kids. I think it's closer to middle school. The folks are really nice. I mean, I see them once a year during the Thanksgiving thing.
Yes.
But I mean, they do it all and donate it. You can't go wrong with that.
I know. We're grateful. Tony's Kitchen did it for like, I don't even know, 10 years, 12 years.
Peace.
But Letty left. All her kids moved to Texas, so she followed them. She said she had to be close to her grandbabies. You guys see how that black is just making such a big difference? So it's not ashy anymore. It actually looks like it's deeper. And then once I spray this, I won't have to worry about it. And when I'm all done with this, because I know someone's probably thinking, how durable is that going to be? The thing about these projects, you guys, is it really depends on the quality of the sealer that you use. So I'll use one of these fixative products on here, but when I'm all done and I'm ready to like really be finished, then I'll go in with a quality top coat, you know, and I'll probably do a couple of coats and then it'll be good. I have clipboards I decoupaged years ago. Some of you may have them because some of you bought them on Whatnot. And they have papers that I don't even make anymore on some of those clipboards that you guys bought. It's interesting because every time I try a new product, it's like a new discovery. David bought me these acrylic markers and
Well, hold on. Madonna says stamp a bird.
oh, a bird. I know, huh? Because it's a nest. A bird might make more sense on Madonna.
Now, to be clear, David bought one of our son's markers.
Those were the ones you got for me for Mother's Day.
Oh, for Mother's Day. Oh, I thought you were talking about the ones for Christmas.
No.
I got you some arts. I got an art set for our son, but because the packages come to the house,
Oh, I thought it was
share
for
an
me.
Amazon account. Open it. It's like, oh, I must have ordered art supplies.
Well, these though, you said you bought for me for Mother's Day.
These, the Mother's Day ones I did, and I'm going to buy them for our son
Okay.
for Christmas because you like them so much.
Oh, you
No, I
did?
thought you were talking about a different set.
Oh,
Because I
no.
remember you were using them. I go, those are Dave's. And you went,
Oh, my
wait,
bad.
what?
No, these were the ones that you said you bought for me for Mother's Day. Maybe they were Dave's too.
No, those were for you.
Okay.
That was a gamble too. I didn't know.
Well, I've never used the markers before, right? And so I'm used to using products that you can like blend out. Like I don't have to make a super definitive decision, right? Because I know I'm going to be able to blend this out. But with the markers, the mark is like there, just the way you put it down. And so it's a different approach, a little bit different than I'm used to, but I'm learning how I'd like to use them. And I'm getting ready to start another painting. Yeah, I'm so pitiful. Now I have a painting I haven't finished yet, but I'm going to start a new one. Because, you know, that's how we roll. Should I add more to my flower? What do you guys think? That white looks really bright, doesn't it? I need to go in and blend that out a little bit more. And I'm going to have to bug you to spray this again for me, babe.
That's fine.
Just because I put all this black on here and I don't want to smear it everywhere. And if you're working on something, you can put like a piece of, like, let's say I was done with this part of the flower and I'm working on this part, you know, if it's still like, if you haven't sealed it yet, you can put something down. That way you can work on another piece, you know, before you seal everything or before you seal. But I'm going to cheat and just seal in between. And you guys see how I kind of found my way to a process? Like I started out one way with this, but I found my way to another process. And that's why watching is fun, but you really won't know until you do. And I want y'all to know I'm preaching to the choir. Because I sit on Instagram and I watch all these artists do all these like wonderful things when I need to be making time to be in my studio myself. And I love the fact that we can still kind of see garden down there on the bottom. And I bet you if I had, but then I don't know. I mean, I could have gone over this with a tinted pastel ground, but I would have had to go over just the black. and not the white, which may have been just as much work as this is. I do like that I'm able to go in and in some of the areas in between, I'm like directly on top of the paper. But I really do want this to feel like it's wholly integrated. You guys see what I mean? And anywhere where there's white around the paper, but it's touching the white of the background, I'm just going to leave it. So I'm just doing the ones where the black is peeking through. Oh, sure, Chris. No, it's true. But I haven't, you know what? I'm being a scary cat is my problem. I've gotten so far on that piece and I'm really happy with it. And I'm afraid to mess it up if I'm being completely honest. And so that's why I haven't worked on it anymore. But I need to get back to it before I lose sight of it. Because then it'll just end up in my divorce pile. What time is it, babe?
6:31.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I think I'll just have you spray this, babe, and we'll count it as done, but I'll probably still work on it a little bit. That area right there is a little bit heavier than the other areas. So are you guys going to try this? Tell me the truth. Or if you have your pastels, are you going to pull them out now? And of course, I'm working, and I will say you don't have to work on a dark background, but they really do pop off of a dark background beautifully. Okay, babe. Can you spray that for me, and then we'll call it quits. So where's my finger sander?
It says creativity takes courage.
It really does. And I have to say that, oh, look, I used my finger sander last week. I'm a mess, y'all. Okay. I was going to sand that real quick, but I'll let you spray that and then.
Just the top?
No, just the bottom.
Just this.
Yes. Well, the black parts specifically, where I just colored in all that black. So you can just spray over the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is a 180. I really want like a 2. This is a 240. We'll do a 240 grit. These finger sanders are nice because you get all these pieces of sandpaper and they're each different grits. So 220 is my favorite, but we'll do 240. That'll be fine. I can't find a 220 grit. Yeah, Karen, and you have a dark background in your journal too, so you can try it there. David's going to spray that for me. We're spraying outside because you really don't want to be spraying, any kind of aerosols inside. And I'm not finished with my flower. I'm going to have to sit down and finish it, but I figure you guys are bored watching me just sit here and we're out of time. So I'm going to trim this top part so we can have the satisfaction of having a finished project. This bit is a little bit more shiny than I want, so I am going to go over it again, probably with my matte medium when I find it.
Here it says you want to try the dark background.
And the reason why I was inspired to do it on a dark background, because there's an artist that I've been watching on YouTube, and she always uses black paper. And so, oh man, this clamp is going to kill me.
I will say, this doesn't mean anything to your audience, but the Batman animated TV show, Batman the Animated Series that was on in the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
was such a revolution for cartoons because they did everything on black backgrounds.
Oh,
And
that was
it just changed everything in terms of that cartoon.
look at that. I got some on there. So we're gonna lean into it now. 'Cause I got it on there on accident. So we're gonna lean in and make it on there. Oh, I need to put something on there though, babe, and then we'll be finished. Oh my gosh. I have so many transfers, but I don't know where anything is.
Lisa Vansell says we are the children of Aquanet. Totally understand. Oh, Lisa says Ken is production cell from that, from Batman the Animated Series. It is legitimately, I don't care what anybody says. I'm not saying this because I'm a superhero comic book guy. It's legitimately the best animated series ever.
Ever made?
I really believe that. And if you look at its sequel, which was Superman the Animated Series, they went the other way. Everything's done on white. So Superman's much brighter and, you know, it legit. And the guy who played Batman, he passed away a couple of years ago, was so good because he was like Christopher Reeve as Superman in the first Superman movie. Whereas Clark Kent is totally different from Superman. And you could actually watch him when he changed. Like he
was so different. Clark Kent and Superman.
yeah,
was so
he
different.
played Clark Kent completely different. This guy, Kevin Conroy, played Batman completely different from Bruce Wayne. Same voice, but completely different. So you can understand in both those instances. Wait, how does nobody know who this guy is?
Yeah.
You know, you're telling me a pair of glasses makes people think Clark Kent is not Superman, and then you watch that movie and you went, "Oh yeah, okay, I get it."
I get it. You know what's funny is I remember when I used to wear extensions. I called it my lion mane. I had big curly hair. And when I took them out, I had about 3 months of anonymity around here. It was kind of nice. Like people had become, which is why I took them out, by the way. People had associated with me with my hair. So like literally didn't recognize me. It was kind of nice. Just saying. For a little
Yeah,
bit.
because there's so many 6 foot tall black women running.
I'm
around.
telling you, well, let's not even have that conversation.
I know that's when you realize people aren't seeing you.
No. They were literally seeing they were identifying me with my hair. I'm trying to find a little birdie that'll match. This little birdie right here is small enough, but he's like super yellow. Do I care?
So Blazer says, I'm wondering if you did the final seal with a glossy sealer, would that get rid of the ashiness?
It may. Does it still look ashy to you?
Karen Weir says Adam West. No, Adam West was the live action show in 1966. I'm talking about the animated show in the 1990s.
I just remember Batman and Robin when I was little, and I giggle every time I think about them.
Well, they've had different.
No, I know, but I mean the
live
one
shows. They've had different cartoons.
The live action one, with the.
Oh yeah, I lived for that show. I got to stay up late to watch that show because I was 4.
Oh, you were big then.
And that was the show my mom let me stay up to watch.
Oh, I must have been watching reruns.
Well, you definitely were.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go with a B because I just cannot find birdie.
Use the orange butterfly.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna have to go with a bee or a butterfly because my birdies just are not jiving. I don't know. That's like a burnt orange. It's not a bright orange. And then I wish this little guy was flying. Well, I guess maybe I can do that because I just need a little something. Like I don't want to fill up the whole space. Just little something. Even that's too big, but it's fine. I've made the choice. And I just didn't want his wing to cut off my letter, so that's why I placed it right there. Okay. Like legitimately, this is almost like a whole piece within itself, which is kind of fun. I'm gonna have to keep my eye out for more clipboards like this one. So that is our project. I'm probably gonna go in here and color my flower, my leaves more. But that's where I've left off. And I could also go over this if I wanted. I took my inks in the house because I was working on something last night, but if I really wanted this background to be super dark, I could also go over it with a transparent, like acrylic ink or something. But let me pull you guys out a little bit. I can't believe we're out of time already. That was super fast. For me, it was probably drudgery for you guys, but, and that's our project. Like no one could ever steal this clipboard and say it was theirs. But it's all sealed. Oh, I'm not ready to seal it yet. So when I get done and I seal everything, I'll show you guys a picture because I do want to go in and add some more color in there. And the white is a little bright for me, so I'm probably going to pull just a little bit of color up into the white just so it isn't so stark against everything else. I want to have it there and I want it to pop, but just not like that really stark white, or maybe not so much of it. So I'll probably go in and soften that up just a little bit and then add some more colors. You know what I mean? Just soften that up a little bit so it's not so bright white. But that is our mixed media clipboard. That's this one. This was super fun to make. And I'm going to go over that again. I'll go over everything because at the end of the day, I want this to be functional. So I'll go over and seal everything really well. But that's all I have for today. Unless you guys have any questions, concerns, anything like that. Yes, you guys have a healthy and productive week this week. You guys, like I discovered like this process through play, right? If I hadn't been playing, I wouldn't have discovered it. And even playing with it even more, I continue to make discoveries. So I'm probably going to continue to push this idea more and more to see what other opportunities I can discover in it. I encourage you guys to do the same. Make time for play, for experimentation. Let yourself mess up every now and again just to see what happens, because that's where like we grow creatively and that's where we discover our own individual processes, which becomes our artistic voices. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. You guys remember where experimentation goes, creativity follows. I'll be here live tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and we'll be working with our journals and we'll be playing the mixed media mashup game where I pick out 4 random sticks with prompts and then I have to like make something. It sounds so easy, but it is not. But that's all we have tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining. You guys have a blessed week. And Lord willing, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Bye.